Each month, I like to share how to support your gut as the climate changes. In May, you might notice your appetite shifting as the weather warms up. The hotter it is outside, the less hungry we tend to be. But if we continue to eat like we usually do without tuning into our body's hunger cues, we can end up with digestive issues. So here's how we can follow nature's lead and shift our diet to align with the natural cycles playing out in our bodies. And hey, I'm Kimberly Kubicki, Ayurvedic practitioner at Indra Holistic Health. I help folks improve digestion naturally so they can feel like themselves again. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to eat in May according to Ayurveda. We're going to talk about why digestion often gets a little weaker as temperatures rise, what foods to favor and what to go lighter on, and one simple Ayurvedic guideline that can make a big difference this month. So by May, we're moving out of that cooler, heavier, wetter spring energy and beginning to tip toward the heat of summer. In Ayurvedic terms, this is the transition from Kapha season toward Pitta season. And that changes what your digestion needs. As the weather warms, your body naturally works to stay cool. One side effect of that is digestion can get weaker. So if you keep eating like it's still cold out, you may start noticing more heaviness, bloating, acidity, irritation, or other digestive discomfort. So in May, we want to strengthen digestion without overheating it. And we want to lighten the load on digestion without depleting ourselves. So tip number one is to only eat when you're truly hungry. As the weather warms, your body naturally asks for less food. If you keep eating out of habit, boredom, stress, or because the clock says it's time to eat, you can end up smothering digestion. So before you eat, pause. Ask yourself, am I actually hungry? Or am I looking for stimulation, comfort, distraction? And stop eating when you're full. We always want to avoid overeating, but this time of year, it's especially important. So we actually want to stop eating just before we feel full. Tip number two is to start shifting toward lighter meals. May is a great time to begin pivoting toward food that's lighter, fresher, and easier to digest. That generally means more spring vegetables, more one-pot meals, more herbs, and a more plant-based approach overall. Ayurveda tends to favor seasonal produce here, things like asparagus, peas, artichokes, radishes, baby greens, along with lighter grains like buckwheat, millet, barley, quinoa. Mung beans and red lentils can also be great additions. Ideally, we ease up on very spicy foods, excess sour foods, heavy meats, oily foods, excess salt, all of which can either weaken digestion or push the system towards sluggishness and inflammation. So a sample menu might be a stewed fruit breakfast and maybe a millet dish with cashews, herbs, and veggies for lunch, a vegetable soup for dinner. These kinds of meals support digestion without making the body work so hard. So pay attention to what helps you feel nourished without feeling weighed down. And tip number three is avoid cold drinks. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people reaching for cold drinks because the weather gets warmer. Cold drinks weaken our digestive fire. We can use cooling foods and cooling herbs to cool down instead. Things like avocado, coconut, cucumber, green veggies. These are all cooling, as are herbs like mint, cilantro, fennel, and cumin. So if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I'm on board, but how can I put this into practice in a way that will work for me and my digestion? I invite you to join me for my upcoming event, Eat for Your Gut Type. It starts on May 14th with a live workshop plus 5 days of follow-up support to help you understand your unique gut and build a weekly meal plan that works for your digestion. I'll also share guidance on how to adapt your diet as the seasons change. So we're going to take this out of the realm of general advice and put it into something very practical and personal. You can learn more and join at indraholistic.com/eat. And if this video was helpful, head on over to my Ayurvedic Diet for May blog and get the full guide on how to eat this month. Thanks for being here.